One possible suggestion for making Mars conditions acceptable for the human beings would be to transform the planet, adapting it to the needs of human life. A concept that has been called terraforming. Terraforming would be a process of planetary engineering that allows the creation of a local biosphere similar to Earth's, making the red planet a habitable place for human beings.
The idea is to transform Mars into the Earth, to make the atmosphere thicker, to make the planet warmer with a warmer climate, to, over time, transform the composition of the atmosphere from what it is today, CO2, carbon dioxide, into oxygen.
Many scientists using climate models and ecological theories conclude that the terraforming of Mars is a feasible idea. With present technology, the climate of Mars could be transformed, making it capable of supporting life. Mars is now very cold, overly dry, and its atmosphere of carbon dioxide is too thin to sustain life. But these parameters are interlinked, and the three of them can be altered by a combination of human intervention and biological changes. If we could warm Mars up, we would once again have a thick atmosphere and liquid oceans.
It takes a long time to progressively thicken the atmosphere, transform the climate into one that that's warmer, and then over time change the chemistry of the atmosphere and make it oxygen-rich. We're not talking about decades, we're talking about many centuries, and it would be very expensive to do.
One strategy to warm Mars would be to use orbital mirrors placed in orbit around Mars to increase the total sun exposure it receives. This would direct sunlight onto the surface and could increase Mars's surface temperature directly.
What you have to do is heat up the surface using mirrors in space to get some of the trapped water ice and the carbon dioxide back into the atmosphere.
The other strategy to raise atmospheric temperature would to provoke an artificial greenhouse effect.
We know about gases that are much more powerful than carbon dioxide as greenhouse agents. And these are like fluorocarbon gases. And we could produce these artificially on Mars. On Earth, we do produce these things, we use them for refrigerants. On Mars, we would just release them into the atmosphere. If you warm the planet, it will come out of the soil and it will thicken the atmosphere with massive amounts of carbon dioxide, which we know is also a greenhouse gas. And that would turn the 10 centigrade rise into a 50 centigrade rise. Now, if you had that, then what you would have is really Earth-like temperatures on Mars. And it means that the water that is frozen into the Martian soil would melt and start to flow again.
Unfortunately, terraforming Mars is a solution that would require a great deal of time and a huge investment. Therefore, if we want to build a first permanent base there is no option other than to face the challenges involved for human beings to be able to live on Mars.